Hey everyone, I'm Brian, and against my will, I'm playing Fez again. And I want to go to the area that everyone calls the Crying Waterfalls. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but you'll know what I'm talking about if you've been there. I'm going to show you how to get gold borders on it and all the rooms surrounding it, adjacent to it. So once you get there, we'll have a few doors to open. So I'm going to show you exactly which doors you have to open first. You'll notice the bomb when you come here, and you'll see the door next to it. And if you've never touched a bomb before, it's going to give you a tutorial on the controls for it. So it's an easy room to open, not very challenging. I got the hell out of there, but let's get back up to where I went in, and you'll be in a room like this. It's that one on the map. There's some cubes in here, and there's an anti-cube as well. And just like in the other videos, I'll show you the code at the bottom of the screen that you have to put in. And if you try to collect the cubes and you can't reach them, if you just climb down, you'll eventually reach the top. It's just one big loop. So I spent forever trying to grab a cube above me and then gave up and climbed down and fell on top of it. So don't make the mistake that I did. And it opens a warp gate, so if you're going to put the code in, drop below the warp gate or you'll end up warping yourself out because you have to push up during the code. And as always, if it has T in it, it's the trigger buttons, and if it's just a direction, it's on the directional pad. So, we got the sound for the anti-cube appearing, so climb back down until you reach it just like you did for the other cube. Okay, so back to the main area. If you go all the way across, you'll see a little piece of a cube here. And then to open the door behind the waterfall, and there's also a door on the back side of the waterfall. I know that sounds confusing, but once you see me do it, you know what I'm talking about. You have to put in 2 codes, one for each door, so these are the codes. And the first one gives you access to the front. Now if you do this one, it will open a door on the reverse side of the waterfall behind it. So there's 2 open doors for this area. And there's one more door that I've not yet opened that you have to bomb open on the side. And if you go in that area, you'll reach a golden room where you actually don't have to do anything except climb upwards. And when you come to the first door you enter, you'll be in this room that I'm on the right. And all you have to do is jump up the platforms, follow the rhythm, until you get to the top. I know that sounds a little confusing, but in the first room you come to, when you go in that doorway we just blew open, there's only 2 doors in it. So if you climb upwards, go in the first one to reach the room I was just in. Then when you get to the tip top, you'll reach the room that is actually branched off to the left on the map. And that's it right there. And you'll know when you're in it because it kind of zooms out a little more. That's how you can tell the difference between the 2 rooms. Like I said, this one's the top door. So if you climb up here, you're going to have to put in another code. And this was actually based on vibrations in the controller. So if you feel like it's shaking on the left side, push the left trigger. If you feel like it's shaking on the right side, push the right trigger. But if you can't feel the vibrations or you just don't feel like doing it, here's the exact code. I'm proud to say this is one of the few I actually figured out on my own. I have to give credit to everyone else on the internet for finding these. I just wanted to organize them into one video for everyone. So, thanks. If you come back to this area at nighttime, the actual Crying Waterfall, you'll find an owl. And there's 4 owls that you can talk to. And they're part of the collection requirements as well. So if you're passing through here at sunset or nighttime, just go over here and talk to the owl when you get a chance. Okay, now I'm going to go back up top and go inside the tree. That's actually a room. There's not much to do in here except bounce up on these mushrooms and grab 1 cube. And then there's a treasure chest as well. And I believe it has the map inside of it, if I remember correctly. Yeah, no, actually it's an ancient artifact. So that'll get you another achievement. As soon as you open that, 10 G's. So that room's done. So we're gonna go back, and the room back at the Crying Waterfalls, in the front area of the waterfall, is actually a room that lets you grab one of these pivots here and change the water level. So if we lower it all the way, you'll see it's got a new doorway below us. It also changes the water level in the main area of the Crying Waterfall and all over the world map as well, I believe. Or so far it has from what little I've played. So if you go in here, we've got one chest. And the room before this one, the map that had the gold border, that was the room where you turn the pivot. So that's why it was gold bordered already. There's nothing to do there. And there's the map. So we can leave this area now. Now, back at the actual waterfall area, again, if you go in the back window open, you will come to this room. And if you come in here, there's a couple doors you can blow open. One at the top leads to a new area, and then one below it, cube piece in it. So get the cube piece before you move on to the new area. In the new area, you'll see that this cracked area flips around. You'll actually have to flip the sides of the map to control this explosion and let it go all the way around. And that reveals a cube piece. So just climb up and get that one. And you may have noticed when I was rotating right then, there's another side on the back behind the door that you can blow up. I'm going to do that right now. Yeah, so get your bomb, blow that up, and that'll get you another piece of a cube. Okay, so climb up, and you'll reach another area that you have to flip. And right at the bottom where you start that explosion, that doorway there, you actually have to blow it up first time. It's necessary to show you how to figure that out. So if you climb to the top, you'll get a full cube from that explosion. So now go back down, and we'll actually go through the doorway that was at the bottom of where we set that bomb to trigger that explosion. It'll lead to the last room in this chain. And if you use the bomb to take out this middle section, that'll allow you to climb the ladders, but you'll have to rotate as well. First, blow on the door to get the cube piece. Now when you've got that blown up and you're climbing the ladders, flip it to where you're actually on the back side to where you can just drop down and open the chest. And this will get you a key. And that's all there is to do in this room. It's just the one cube piece and the key. Now, the last area is only opened up when you lower the water level. If you go in this doorway that's revealed, you'll reach the infamous Metatron room. In here, this is what it's going to look like when you enter. Notice your blocks, but you're going to have to change it to what it is now. And that spells the word Metatron. And to actually change it, you're going to have to rotate until you get the letter that you need. I know this all seems overwhelming, but if you've messed around with the language at all, you'll be familiar with the fact that you're going to have to spell words. So just rotate and move them into place, and then after I get done giving you an example of how you move the blocks, I'm going to leave it pulled up, and you can, if you need to, just pause the video so you can actually see all the blocks in the right order of how you're supposed to create the word. They're actually in the right order now, but they have to all be in place, and you'll know when they're in place because they kind of lock into place when you sit them down. So if you drop one right there, see it shifted to where it's supposed to go. And there's like a space in between every block that would be the size of one block. So that's how you have to space them. So again, this is what you want to spell, is this word right here. So just pause it at this part and move all the blocks as needed, and you'll have to flip until you actually get the block lined up the way you want it to, and then flip back and spell it this way with the doorway actually in the frame. And then once you do that, if you rotate the map to the back side, that will unlock a heart cube. And this is the first heart cube I've ever got, but supposedly there are 4, I believe. And you may have to rewatch that last section. It's really hard to explain. I've seen other people do better videos, honestly, but I didn't want to take a huge, exorbitant amount of time to explain it. So if you understand, just try to wing it. And I believe that's all of those areas. If I missed one, please comment, let me know. Thanks.